Let's pop the top soberly.
Welcome to Drunk Wives Club. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, it is January 3rd.
No, but when they're watching.
Oh,
this
yeah.
and
Well, we're
listening to it-
recording it January 3rd, and it is 3 days into dry January, 1 day for Shannon,
No,
2
two.
days, and we are not having fun. I regret this idea, but at the end of the month, we're going to feel great.
I would like to say that this was not my idea, which I played back our episode from last week, and I did not call that out. I didn't actually know we were doing dry January until we recorded that episode when Jess came up with
Surprise!
the great idea to do it. Not that I didn't need it, because now that it is January 3rd, we recorded the last week's episode before Christmas and before New Year's. So now we are gonna recap on some of the stuff. But spoiler alert, I drank
She cheated.
13. No, I said on last week's episode I was starting
Yeah.
January 2nd. But I'm saying, like, previously to January 1st, I drank probably like 12 of 13 days.
Yeah, I feel like I just drank straight from Thanksgiving to Christmas to New Year's.
So I feel like it's not like the worst idea to have this
Yeah,
break.
And
but
on February 1st, it's a Thursday, so technically it's Thirsty Thursday. So we can celebrate at Baldbirds.
yes, or we could do it on Friday, because technically I should stay sober on the 1st because I started a day late.
Oh, you make all of us suffer. I mean,
You made me do this. I didn't
guess
want to
if
do
you
it.
go 31 days, I can go 32. Because then Friday is not a school night and we can go even wilder. And by
Yes.
wild, I mean we'll be home by 10.
Yeah, as what I did for New Year's Day is go to sleep at 10:15.
Yeah.
Not New Year's Day, New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I mean,
What did you do?
as you get older, I had this idea that Anthony and I should go out for New Year's Eve because we're usually actually in Florida, but our niece had to work. So I said, well, we'll just stay here. And we were going to go to this dinner with my friend who ended up not going. So we went to this dinner with people because by that time we couldn't get reservations anywhere. It was like 6 p.m. on New Year's Eve.
On the day. Yeah.
So, Anthony's usually not that fun when it comes to drinking, but he was like, let's just get a little buzzed and go and we'll be
Oh,
social.
no.
And I was like,
he says
yes.
that, it usually doesn't end up that well.
I know, but it surprisingly did. It was a little awkward at first because I've really only seen these people like 2 times. And
Were they nice?
yeah, they're really nice. They're all like in the doctor world. The wives are, the husbands aren't. So at least Anthony had something to talk about with the husbands.
Mhm.
But afterwards, I was like, we will plan something next year with our group of friends. But I mean, in general, I don't really like staying out late anymore, and I have a fear of being hungover. So I think we were back in our hotel by 11:30.
Oh, really? So
Mhm.
you did you watch the ball drop?
No, I fell asleep.
See?
Yeah. So it was good because we started drinking early, and I'm like, by 11, we'll be done with this and won't want to drink anymore. So yeah, it was a mix of fun and also responsible because I woke up feeling great.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then you woke up and you felt totally fine.
Yeah, because I hate being hungover now. It feels like your whole day's ruined.
Yeah,
And you just suffer for like at least 2 days.
yeah, it takes a lot to be.
But on February 2nd, I will probably be hungover on February 3rd.
I know we talked about this, but I can't remember. Did you do a full dry January before? Because the year we tried to do it together, you failed.
Yeah, I did it
But
2
then you
years
did
ago.
it. Okay. So, and we've talked about it. You didn't feel like you really felt like that many differences. But do you remember how you felt the first time you drank?
Yeah, and I don't know if it hit me quicker.
Oh my God, it did for me.
Did it?
Yeah.
Where'd you go? Baldbirds?
Hidden River, which
Oh,
is another
man.
brewery. It's another brewery
Maybe
in
we
our
should go to Hidden
area.
River.
Yeah, it's another brewery in our area that has like really good beers, and we didn't drink for 30 days, which, really doesn't seem like that long of a time. But I was like, oh no, it'll be fine. And I remember because it was like this, it was the day before the Super Bowl. And I was like so hungover for the Super Bowl, and we really didn't drink that much. And Mark did it with me. So we both were like very not sober. And I think we only had 2 or 3 beers over like a very long period of time.
Is he doing it this month?
I guess I forgot until yesterday to tell him that I was doing it. So I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna do it. I don't really think he needs to do it, but we were like looking at our plans, and I think it's only gonna be like a little hard. I think
Yeah.
the weekdays will be harder for me right now, but I actually think like at least a 2-week period will be good because I just think like my liver needs it after the holidays.
Yeah,
So
I know. And I think I always look at my month like you did, and I don't have really anything going on, but your weekends are where I struggle because it's like,
not me.
that's what I do on the weekends. It's like a social thing.
I know it is a social thing, but I feel like it's been such a social thing for me over the last like 2 weeks that it will be less social for like January and more of like, oh my God, I'm back to work and this is so stressful and I just like need a drink.
Yeah,
But
definitely
I
during
won't
the
do
week.
it. But
If you do it, will you tell me?
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't come up with this idea. I'm just gonna try and do it. But I will say yesterday was the first day that I did it. And it was like a true test of like the universe telling me that they're gonna make this pretty hard for the next 30 days because it was my son's first day in a new classroom in daycare and it didn't go well.
Oh,
And so yeah, he ran into something and has black eye. Yeah. So
poor Brady.
yeah.
But I feel like once we get over the 2-week stretch, it will be easy because then there's only 2 weeks left.
No, because I have like plans at the end of the month that will
Oh.
test it. I don't really have too many plans, but we'll see.
Are you gonna crack? If it's
No,
the
I'm
end of the
gonna
month,
try
I'll give
not
you a
to.
pass because by the end of the month, it's like, well, close enough.
No, I think it's just like I don't know. Let's do a check-in on on the other things related to New Year's, other than New Year's Eve is our resolutions. So again,
I have not started them.
we are 2 days in, but I feel like my resolutions have evolved. So again, I listened to last week's episode because I forgot what I said they were.
I think you were gonna stop snacking.
Stop snacking so unhealthily during the week, not like totally not eating like junk totally, but like, really at least limiting it, which I did eat a salad for lunch today, which was good. I was very hungry.
They never fill you up.
Well, I also didn't put protein in it, which was my dumb fault.
Oh, so it's just leaves.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was actually a good salad. I was just like really hungry. So, it hasn't been like the easiest, but like the other thing I realized that I like want to do is do the other thing that we said everyone says they do is like work out, but I actually started that before the new year.
You did?
Yeah.
On Peloton? And you didn't tell
No.
the Peloton queen?
I didn't, but I did think of you every time I was doing
Did you
it.
do the bike?
Yeah, I did the bike and some strength exercises and some stretches.
See, once you start, you can't stop.
I know, it was really nice. I'm trying to like balance it because I do like the bike a lot, but I feel like if I'm trying to like get in shape, that's not all I need. So, and I also just can't do like I can't do cycling for more than like 20 minutes. It's too much.
Yeah.
So then I just like break it up. So I've been doing like 15 minutes on the bike and then like a 10-minute strength. And then like, so it hasn't been more
That's
than
really
like
good.
35 minutes, but I've done it like 8 days in the last
Oh my
like week
God.
and a half.
Really?
I didn't do it on Christmas Day and the day after, and I didn't do it on New Year's Eve, but then I did it for like almost the whole time I wasn't working.
I can't believe you kept a secret from me.
For
That's
this,
amazing.
For this reason, to tell
Wow.
you.
See, she's back in the Peloton
I
game.
know,
We are in the universe.
I had like, it was like not a great first day back at work yesterday. Not work related, just like, being back into the world, being away from my family for like, I was with them for so long and being not near Brady was like weird and not like Gus was so like my dog was so mad that we were leaving. So and then he got hurt. And so it wasn't like the best. And then I just got like really mad at how it was handled. And so then I got really mad. And then I channeled back to our episode with Missy and how she said that working out like to de-stress after work like really helped. And it really did.
Wow.
So I'm like,
we're in a new year. New Shannon.
I was up until midnight because I didn't work out until like 7:40. So then I didn't stop working out until 8:20 or something like that. And then I also had a second cup of coffee because I just like, forgot how to be an adult with responsibilities at 2 p.m. yesterday. So between the second cup of coffee, which I never, ever, ever have, the first one was a Starbucks, which is like 6 cups of coffee anyway. And then that, and then my workout, which gave me energy. I was
wired.
I was like the Energizer Bunny.
I drank a quadruple espresso yesterday because I was having some type of day, and then I couldn't fall asleep until 11:30 last night.
So it's same thing.
But I started watching freaking Love is Blind again, and now I cannot stop.
The newest season 5?
Yes.
I can't watch it.
Why?
I heard it's bad.
I mean, it's not the best, but it's just one of the. Remember when we first started watching it? And then we all got hooked. That's what happened again.
The first 2 seasons were really good, and then the rest were horrible.
Yeah.
I didn't like them. Guess what I watched last night? The season finale of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
I heard that is the best series, but I've never watched any of them.
So I'm not like an avid follower. Like I've watched probably like 2 or 3 episodes throughout the whole season.
But everybody's been talking about it this week.
It was so good.
Could you follow it? Like, do you need to watch everything?
Not really. Like, you'll just need to know, like, one of the housewives actually, like, went to jail.
I know that one.
So,
for, like, fraud or something, right?
Yeah, she literally, like, scammed,
like, embezzled money.
People out of money and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So,
but the
you
one
kind of
like
like
a black eye.
So you, like, think about that tomorrow, or you hear about that in that episode too.
Oh
so
my God,
yeah, like really interesting. It was really good. Like it kept you the way. Apparently, like if people have been following it, it wasn't like totally a shock what happened, but the way that it was like produced and edited was like really, really good reality TV. Yeah,
that's crazy because
you should watch it.
Real Housewives franchise that I don't watch.
You don't watch. I know you said that. It's actually like pretty good.
I wonder how many series or seasons there are.
4. This
maybe that will be my sober weekend activity.
I mean, that it's possible. You could like read a book or something. Well, I mean, I feel like we're sitting here and we like have these cans. Right?
You're not gonna like it. I already know.
I have not had a single sip. So
I'm having flashbacks to the time I gave Shannon rosé and she hated it, and then I had to drink it, and I was drunk at Texas Roadhouse.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. I tried so hard. That was horrible.
I mean, it's not terrible.
But we're drinking hot water, which I have never had. But Jess has had and said it's not that bad, which
it tastes like seltzer water, but you don't like seltzer water.
I don't like seltzer water.
So you're not gonna like it. So we really just got the popping effect for
I didn't need to we can just like not do that for a couple weeks. It's fine. I'm gonna try it, but I've literally been I know you're not drinking it. Didn't start the timer again. So I don't know how long we've been talking, but I have just been sitting here and staring at this, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it.
I found it on Amazon because I was really into trying mocktails, but then I'm not really into like all that sugary shit. So I was like, well, this looks normal-ish and it's hoppy, so it will taste like a beer. But it doesn't have the beer effects.
Well, obviously, that's like the whole point of being sober.
I was hoping. Well, it said it had relaxing things in it, so I'm like, maybe I'll feel toasted.
Relaxing what?
For mood and cognitive performance and to de-stress and unwind.
Interesting.
I don't feel distressed when I drink these.
How many have you had in the last 3 days?
I have 1 a day.
Stop, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try it.
You know, it's funny because I told Anthony we were doing dry January, and I was like, we're going to get like mocktail things, and he's like, "You really can't drink for a month," and I was like, "No, I cannot." You don't like it?
I don't like it. It's okay. It's better than the rosé.
Oh, that rosé was good.
No,
I'm
it
upset you
wasn't.
didn't like it.
You hyped it up and I just couldn't stand it. I could not stand it. But also, I just wanted to call out, and we'll put this on my social media, but
Yes,
on
we love it.
our social media, but also my social media, that I am wearing a Christmas present, which we also didn't. We have to talk about like what we got for
Oh, yeah.
Christmas, but my sister-in-law made me a Drunk Wives Club sweatshirt.
She's a genius and the
It's
best.
amazing. I'm so excited, and it's like
Legit.
it really looks like so nice, and it's so soft, and I just put it on for the first time like 15 minutes ago.
Because they got the Adam who made the logo and everything. But
Yeah,
what
they
do you think
reached.
is so special?
I know they reached out to him and they literally asked him for the, like it's legitimate. He didn't know what they were using it for, and I told him yesterday, and he was like so excited. He's
We love it.
looking into because I really want hats. He's like looking into like I forget what it's called, but like basically like companies that stitch
Mhm.
them. But like the problem is when you're doing such small runs of them, like we'd probably only get like 10, like
Mhm.
10, 15. They like the thread colors like are only you can only pick from like a certain amount, and none of them are like the colors from our
Wow,
logo.
dang
So
it,
I'm
of
like,
course.
I know, but
Can you just do it in all one color maybe? Like white?
yeah, but how would our logo look like that?
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't look as
I
cool.
don't know. We could try it like we could do like or we could do a white hat with like a black microphone
Logo.
and stuff. I
Yeah,
don't know.
'cause
We'll
I
have to
feel
figure it
like
out.
if we start wearing it out, people are gonna be like, "What is that?"
I know. Well, I checked today and we've had like over 700 people listen. I know.
We are so popular.
I know. I feel like that's not like a ton, but for
But it is
us,
a lot
for
because we
us,
literally thought it was only gonna be like
yeah.
Anthony and Mark listening to
I
it.
know. So I feel like we're halfway through our first season and we just have to figure out how to get some sponsors.
Yeah.
I
We
mean,
have
we're
to
gonna
swindle
do it.
people.
We're still gonna do it if we don't have sponsors, but it would be pretty cool
Yeah,
to
we're still
have
gonna talk
sponsors.
shit on everything.
Yeah, it'll be nice. But yeah, I'm like super excited
I
for
love
this.
it.
So we're gonna make Jess one too, but
Yes,
it's
Leah,
been
thank you. With
yes.
none of your free time that you have,
I
but
know.
please fit me in.
None of
or-
your free time. But what did you get for Christmas?
What did I get for Christmas? Well, Anthony and I didn't really do gifts this year. We went to the mall and let each other pick out our own gifts. But I will say my gift to Anthony was very heartfelt. And I thought about it a lot and did research. I got him a custom car detailing package because he got his car wrapped in vinyl. So you could only wash it a certain way. And he got this clear coating put on. But then he told my whole family I didn't get him anything for Christmas because he didn't unwrap everything under the tree. And I'm like, but I can't wrap up your car and put it under the tree. And he's like, and I had to drop it off and pick it up myself. I was like, it's the thought that counts. Okay.
I know, but
I scheduled it for you.
That's so funny because usually like you're the one to say stuff like that.
I know.
And he's not.
I know.
You must be rubbing off on him.
Yeah, but he got me. Well, he didn't really get me anything. He let me pick it out. I got a new purse.
So when you said you went to the mall and you didn't exchange gifts, like you exchanged gifts, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
why did he follow-up question? Why did he say that he didn't really get anything, like he didn't really get anything if you picked out your own gift?
yeah, because
Seems
he's
like
a
he doesn't
man.
have enough valid facts to be
Yeah.
viewing that information.
And I was like, now he's obsessed with his car because it got this clear coating on and he can just like spray it with a hose and it looks brand new again. So I was
You're
like,
welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. I thought about that a lot and I asked a lot of car people questions on who the best is to go to. And then they started asking me follow-up questions. And then I told Anthony what I was getting him so he could make sure it was the correct package that he wanted.
Okay, so he knew what he was getting before Christmas.
Yeah.
When? How far? I have a lot of
We got it
questions.
done the week before Christmas because the shop that did it said they had openings. So they're like, if you want it done before Christmas, we can get you in.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. So you told him about it like only a week before Christmas.
Yeah. I'm really bad at surprises.
You're actually the or the person I know at surprises. Like if I feel like I have had to tell you certain things, but like if my life like depended on telling you a secret and knowing that
I was really good at some of your secrets.
I don't wanna ask which one, 'cause, like, I don't know. I mean, you knew I was pregnant before I went to Florida, and no one else really knew until after I came back from Florida, other
That's
than my
true.
family, so
Yeah, I did keep that one a secret. Like, really big secrets, if people don't
they
want me to tell
eat
them.
you alive, though, like, I tell you something, and then I know it's killing you, that eventually I'm like, "Alright, you can tell one
I
person."
know, and it's usually Anthony because he doesn't really have anybody else that he's
I
going to
just
talk to.
assume that if I tell you
I
something,
know.
you're gonna tell Anthony, but I just hope that neither one of you would then tell anybody else.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Who is Anthony gonna tell?"
That's a good question, like, when you have friends that tell secrets to you, and they're like, "Don't tell anybody." Do you still tell your significant other?
I do.
Do you, like, mostly everything, unless it's obviously, like, something
Yeah,
really,
unless,
really,
like,
really
something I shouldn't say to anybody, I wouldn't tell him,
like, he
but for
knew
the
I was
most
pregnant, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and a lot of stuff, um, how do I say this? Things that I learned here in this space where I work, um, I'm not supposed to repeat, but I always go home and repeat it because it, like, kills me inside. I'm like, "I have to tell
Oh.
somebody."
Yeah, that's a good call out, like, just telling, like, work drama to
Yeah,
your husband because it's like,
and he,
they're
like,
not
never
gonna say
gets into it
anything.
either, but
I know, but isn't it funny because he's so supportive, like, with your work stuff, and so is Mark with mine, like, if they ever, like, meet, like,
other people,
are you, like
you know?
sometimes, like, that happens, or I, like, have to take a call if I, like, work from home or something, and I'm like, "Alright, don't say anything," or, like, I always have to prep him. I do that with, like, some family stuff too. I'm like, "Okay, remember this thing you're not supposed to know? Let's remember that you're not supposed to know it."
Yeah,
Like, Mark is really good at not telling the secrets, except for when he forgets that it's a secret, or it's, like, not something he's supposed to know, or not supposed to talk about. That is where because he, like, never stops talking. So
yeah.
that's, like, the hard part, like, we'll go somewhere and he'll say something, or he'll just, like, assume, like, I'm okay with my mom knowing something that, like, I'm not, or something like that, and, like, "Great, thanks, Mark."
Tell us about Mark's Christmas gift.
I will.
Because
Thank you so
he
much
told
for
us
asking.
about it at Missy's baby's Paxton's first birthday,
Mhm.
and I was so excited for you to get it, and I was like, "I don't wanna hear any more because I wish I could have seen your face opening it
Why did you wanna see my face
because it
opening
was
it?
just ridiculous."
It's such like a Mark gift. So, Mark, I think we like talked about this right before Christmas. Maybe? No, yeah, it was definitely right before Christmas. And he like puts so much thought into like all of his gifts. They're always so sweet. Even if it's like a pair of socks, like there's a reason behind the pair of socks.
Mhm.
So, um, this year he bought something for me. And again, we're usually like not on the same page with like what's a small gift versus like what's a so like I knew how much he was spending, so I spent the same amount on him. I got him um like a pair of jogger pants and a pair of shorts that are like both NHL themed and he like loved them. And then when he got the first present, he said it was damaged.
Hmm.
So then he had to get a second one. So spoiler alert, you might be getting my damaged one. So because like he didn't have to send it back. And he, like, didn't tell me what it was, but it was in, like, our office, and I was like, so I knew the size of it, but I obviously wasn't gonna look at it, and so then a new one came in, and then, like, 2 days before Christmas, we started talking about something, and he was like, "Oh, something, something like, oh, when you open your books," and I was like, "Mark, he just, like, gave it away, and he got me books, like, but I didn't know what that meant. It really could have meant anything at all.
Yeah.
So I opened it, and I feel like people have seen this. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll do the best that I can at trying to explain it. But essentially, it's like an adventure like dating book. So it's has like I don't know, like 26 pages of like all of these like scratch off things, but there's like a glossary. And it's like, okay, it's basically a bunch of date ideas. So like to spice up like your dating life, but it could be like the most normal things, but you don't know what it is
Until you
you
scratch it.
scratch it off. And so like the planner in both me and Mark, like he's so spontaneous in like certain ways, and I'm just like not spontaneous in any single way. So it's like a little like stress inducing not knowing like what you're crossing off. But it's like nice to know like you will only scratch one off if we know it's like has like a little home next to it because you know like you don't have to go anywhere.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, so, like, some of them are, like, you'll be traveling, and it actually is, like, a lot of detail without telling you what it is, so it's, like, it tells you if you need to get supplies prior, so, like, you can still scratch it off, but you won't be able to do it, like, right when you scratch it off because 'cause you'll probably have to get, like, supplies, so, like, if you're baking something, like, you'll need to get the baking stuff, um, unless you just, like, randomly have it at your house, which, like, in our house, we do not. And so, but it's like tells you if it's at home, like tells you if it's like an outdoors activity, it tells you so like if it's raining, like don't pick one of those. So like it's really thoughtful and I think it'll be like really good for us. I think I'm just nervous about the ones that like aren't at home.
Which because you scratched one already, didn't
We
you?
did scratch one off. Yes, we did.
What was it?
I didn't tell you, right?
No.
Told you I was gonna wait until we talked about
Is
it.
it good?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. We again, it's like I like so stressful picking. There's like 26 pages. It's supposed to be like it's fun and I make it stressful. Like I am the problem.
You
So,
overthink it.
yeah. So I scratched it off and it was pretty cool. You basically create like a comic strip of your love story.
I love
Yeah,
that.
and then you can do it was basically like we didn't it was like the first one, so we were like skipping through stuff and we didn't realize like they had like categories and it was basically like cheap dates. So
Mhm.
that's why, because it's like you don't have to buy anything, you
Yeah.
don't have to do anything. And we were at home and it was like, I don't know, like 2 days after Christmas. And so you like draw a comic strip of your like love story and you guys decide on your love story, you decide on like what the comic strip should look like. And then they like give you an option and they're like, if you really like this idea, there's like a website where you can you can give these people your idea and they'll professionally do a comic strip for you.
Did you do it?
We're going to, but it's super expensive. So it went from like being really cheap to being
That's how they get
like
you.
not cheap. Yeah.
But that's such a cute idea.
I know,
too.
and it was the first one, so it was really nice. Then
Oh
I
my
was like
gosh.
stressing out about what needed to be in our love story. It was
To
good.
make sure you didn't forget anything.
No, so it's either like it's like a 3 to 5 panel like comic strip. So you can only put like 3 to 5 moments.
Oh
So
man,
then
that's
Mark and I
hard.
had to like agree
Especially
on
for
the
how long you've
moments.
known each other.
Right. So we were like, we have to do like when we first met. And he wanted to do one from when we were in college because that's like when we really continued our friendship. And I was like, well, we have to do our first date because that's like what changed.
And then you're married. And then
Right.
Brady.
Brady, we didn't decided like not to do because it's not technically like our marriage, but we were like, do we do the proposal? Because
Mhm.
that was like such a good
Yeah, that was so
story.
special.
Or like our wedding. So I like don't remember very
That
like it.
is a lot to condense in 3 to 5 squares.
I know.
It's
And it has to
almost
be like a
impossible.
comic, so you can't really put like a lot of words.
Yeah, it's all
So you have
drawings.
to do like, yeah, and I can't even draw a stick figure
Did you finish
properly.
it?
We have the ideas and we decided we're gonna pay for it and like not do it. So, but we have like exactly what we think would be good, but then we'll like ask for their opinion. So
That's such a good
I
idea.
know, it was really nice.
Wow. And your first one you scratched off?
Yeah.
I wanna know about the traveling ones. I wonder where you go.
Those ones are super stress inducing because it's like 4 hours, and I'm like,
4
I'm
hours?
just gonna, like, go somewhere for 4 hours, and I don't know where I'm going, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
What if it's somewhere
"Okay."
you don't
So I think
enjoy?
we gotta scratch off some of the home ones first so that I, like, get comfortable,
Yeah, you
but
can ease
Jess's
into it.
favorite part was, that
Yeah.
when Mark, like, wrote who it was to and who it was from, it was to, my goddess wife from your DILF, I think. So
I had a great chuckle
he always
about it.
well, it was funny because you asked what he got me, and I was, like, 20 feet away, and I was like, "No, like, I can
I
hear you."
know.
And he was like, "Well, go away." And I was like, "Okay," and then I saw you chuckling, and I was like, "Hmm,
Yeah,
interesting."
I couldn't wait for you to get
It
it.
was, like, 2 days before Christmas.
I loved it. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it was. It was on Saturday.
Mhm.
Hmm,
Yeah.
that was fun. I don't know what else we had to talk about.
So, I don't know how long we've been doing this episode because
Oh, yeah, 'cause
shocker, I am just you should do the timer at this point in time. It's been halfway through this season and I think I've only ever done it like once. But we were going to talk about how now that it is officially January, it's like in Pennsylvania extremely cold. It went from like not being very cold.
now it's freezing.
It's so cold.
And it's
It was
supposed to snow this weekend.
27 degrees today.
Yep. No,
And didn't get any warmer. It was 27 degrees all day.
no. Yes, it is not enjoyable, and also I do not like to wear coats, so it's even less enjoyable, and I've decided it is officially hibernation season in the Berry household.
Which is like that means that's good for sober January.
I know, and I
Couldn't
feel
remember
like
dry
we're
January.
going to start doing home updates, but I get stressed thinking about
What
it.
are you gonna
Because I
do?
really want to update one of our bathrooms, at least start to, because we just need to replace the vanity. But with replacing a vanity, then we have to do all the painting and shit. Then I
Yeah,
have to
it's
call
gonna
my painter friend who's fun.
he's so fun and super reliable
Yeah,
and doesn't take 19 years to do things. Hey, his work is really good though. It just
it
takes
is.
a really long time and you don't know when he's gonna come.
Yeah.
It's a nice surprise.
So I don't know. We might start with that, but I don't know what we're gonna do. I have to plan accordingly for January, so I'm not tempted to drink.
I think you're gonna be tempted to drink no matter what. I mean,
Why
Vanderpump
are we so
Rules
bad at
starts this month.
I know, and The Bachelor comes on, and he's from Collegeville
Oh, that
on
starts the
January 22nd. I'm like,
oh,
why?
okay, but that's okay. Let's be positive here, and these seasons are so long that really
Yeah,
you're only gonna miss like 2 weeks of drinking for those
that's
things. So
true.
it's not that big of a
We're
deal.
making it sound like we have a really big problem that we can't stop drinking, but I mean, we can do it.
No, we can do it. It's just like not having even one alcoholic drink.
Yeah,
And also we talked about this before too. It's like you can sometimes go like 16 days without drinking and not realize that that's what you're doing, but when you're focusing on it so much, it makes it seem even harder.
yeah. And I think just a lot of stuff around socially drinking, like you can be like, oh, hey, do you want to grab a drink today? But now it's got to be like, hey, let's just go eat ice cream or something
In
and be
January.
sad.
In January, just go out and
Yeah.
I mean, I would do it.
Handles is still open, if anybody's wondering.
Mm, I was not wondering the thing.
Oh, I was, because now I'm thinking about ice cream.
Yeah, I mean, I did like to your point, I did it. And so I think we talked about this last episode, but like socially is not my problem because I did still go out when I was pregnant and
Yeah,
drank.
it's just
I did not drink, watched people drink. So like it was fine.
it's the after work drinks that hurt.
That kills me. That kills me. And like the next 2 months of work are going to be nuts for me.
Oh, I know.
But it's like apparently based on like, this and the project manager and me, but the timelines, like literally everything is supposed to stop being so crazy the day after my birthday.
Of course. But then we have more reasons to celebrate your birthday and life getting less crazy.
Yeah, I know. But okay, so we're trying to figure out like what we're trying to do soberly. We really do sound like we drink a crap ton, but we really don't. It's just like a drink here or there, excluding the holidays. A drink here or there, like unless we like,
Yeah.
go
I feel like
out.
at the end of the year, everybody drinks a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It's just what you do.
Right.
You drink a lot and you
You
eat a lot of
lot.
cookies.
Yeah.
You just can't stop. And then January comes and you're like, shit, I
Yeah,
gotta stop.
especially when you like stop doing it, you're like, wow, I really did a lot of this for the
Yeah.
last 2 weeks.
So I think it's hard in the winter too because you don't go anywhere. So it's like maybe I could just have a drink and watch a Lifetime movie or a Hallmark movie because
Yeah.
we are really bad winter people. We don't do anything because we hate being cold.
I don't like being cold,
And
but
there's not a lot of indoor activities in Pennsylvania to do.
I feel like there are, but we just don't honestly look into them because the most of our indoor activities are like breweries.
Yeah, like
So
I don't freaking want to go rock climbing. And I
I
don't
would
want to
go rock climbing.
How about bowling?
I don't love bowling, but I would
You
do
know,
it.
I think we should go to Topgolf. I heard it's really fun.
I would do Topgolf, but I would love to have a drink
I
while
know.
doing Topgolf. Like
Yeah.
I could bowl and not drink. I could rock climb and not drink. That seems like it would be dangerous if you did drink for rock climbing, but like
Yeah.
something about have you ever been to Topgolf?
No.
Oh, it's so fun. I haven't been to the one in our area. The one in our area just opened like in the summer or like 6 months ago.
I did hear it's fun, but you're true. That is also involves drinking, and I may be tempted there because
I
it
mean,
seems
that
fun.
doesn't mean we can't if we both did it and didn't drink, it would actually probably not be that bad. But it's kind of outside, so I don't really know how that works.
Yeah, I heard it's like a Dave and Buster's, but with golf.
Yeah, I have only been to the one in Houston. So, but I really liked it. Do you golf? Do you like golf? Do you know how to golf?
I mini golf.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, you just tap golf is like you just swing a club,
Oh,
but it's like your hand hurts after a while. It's pretty weird. But no, I mean, I like it.
we'll test it out.
Yeah, we'll test it out. Maybe not in January because it might be pretty cold. It's literally the coldest month of the year in Pennsylvania.
If anybody has any indoor activities they could recommend to us, we would appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm open to trying different things. And if they're kid friendly, even better.
I
Because
actually really want to freaking go to Sky Zone, but Brady's probably too young.
what's Sky Zone?
The big trampoline park.
Oh, yeah, he will break a leg.
I'm trying to get Riley to go, but
He got a black eye on a playground. Like he will absolutely break a bone in Sky Zone.
the age group is. I'll have to look
But
it
it's
up.
definitely not 18 months. So
It's definitely not
I
baby.
can tell you that. But yeah, so we're really talking about it because it's supposed to snow this weekend for the first time, like actually snow for the first time in like 2 years in Pennsylvania.
I know. I saw on the news the other day it was like 700 days without snow, and I was like, that is insanity.
I know.
But
so
also, I don't like snow, so that's
I don't like
okay.
snow, but you know how like I just every time they talk about like a big snowstorm, as the years pass, I'm like, I just focus on like all of the cool movies that are out, like in the winter, and even just like, and it's like these big family things, and they like love the snow and they have like all these great times. And it's like, have you ever had like a snow day that was like super fun like that?
No,
Yeah.
not really. I mean, we went sledding and stuff, but I wouldn't say it was a highlight of my childhood or youth.
I know. I remember like when we were really little, like 3 or 4, we had a huge snowstorm.
Yeah, wasn't
and like
school shut down for at least a week or two?
I don't know because we were 3 or 4, so I'm not sure. But there was another time that it was like a couple of days because we just like the roads like couldn't be cleared. I don't remember. That was probably like high school, right?
Well, it's so funny now because kids get screwed over because they still have to go to school.
But that was going to be my question. Do they? Because
Yeah,
once
it's virtual school.
I know, but I thought that like it was still that became like a topic because even though it was like a pandemic, like there still should be like a snow day, which I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I think they should definitely give them a snow day. They got ripped off. If they still have to go to school,
I think that they should still have one, mostly because now that we're like adults and like working, and I am a working adult with a child, I couldn't imagine, like, me also working from home because that was, like, the thing, like, parents couldn't get to work, so they just, like, wouldn't work or they would take, like, a few calls, like, during the
Mhm.
day, but their kids were home, so, like, they always did like, they were always just, like, with their kids, they got to play outside with their kids, and it's like, now you work from home and your kids can go to school from home. I can't like, I every time that Brady's school is closed, like, we have to take off
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't function
because
doing both things.
or one of us takes off and the other one goes into the office because whoever is not he's not playing with, like, he's interested in playing with. So he would, like, go try and, like, talk to us, like, while we're on client calls, which just, like, does not work. So, like, that's not a possibility for snowstorms either. So, I don't know, like, it's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting as, like, the years pass, but I thought that that was, like, still like, I thought maybe it just depends on, like, the school district and
I
stuff.
say give kids the day off, especially teachers. I'm like, teachers need a day
They
off more than the
that
kids.
too.
Like, let them have a snow day. Let them
Yeah,
drink some wine and relax.
I know. I have had, like, one time when I it was like okay, it's gonna snow, like, really bad, so go home and, like, try and do as much work as you can, and I did have, like, one drink one time, and I was like, "This is stupid because like, you still have to work, like,
I
you still have to work,
know.
and I was like, "This is dumb," and I, like, didn't do it, and but I don't like, I just always laugh at my mom. I don't know if, like, all parents do this, but I feel like all parents do this, maybe not anymore, but when we were younger, like, it was clearly snowing outside so much, and she would just watch the news for 6 hours about how it was snowing, and I'm like,
Yep.
"It's still snowing,"
My parents
like,
did that too.
it would literally be like 12 o'clock hour, snow. Oh, interrupting this, like,
And they
soap
say the same
opera
shit
to talk
every
about more snow. I'm like, "Mom, it's still snowing. It's been snowing since 8 AM. The forecast is still snow. They're still saying snow. You're looking outside, snow." I'm like, "I don't understand
yeah.
what you're trying to get here, like, other than it's snowing,
Yeah,
and
you
we're
can
not
look
in school,
outside.
so there's, like, no point in constantly looking to see." It never made any sense to me, but I really feel like a lot of parents, like, do that. Like, did a lot of other people's parents do that where they, like, just watch the news
All day during the snow
to
day.
just hear that it's snowing even though they could see outside that it's snowing? I don't know.
And when I moved into our neighborhood, I was banking on a bunch of kids being in there. And I was like, wow, if it snows, a kid's going to be walking around trying to shovel. And I would give him $20 to shovel my driveway. Nobody does that anymore.
Nuh-uh, really?
Yeah, nobody. I'm like, "Ugh, I'm too old to get out there and shovel this
Oh, I
crap."
think people in my neighborhood do that.
Really?
Yeah.
I would totally give kids $20 for me not to
I
do it.
know my mom would,
Yeah, I
like, because
know.
she doesn't wanna do
Who the hell
it.
likes shoveling snow?
I
And I feel like it doesn't snow enough here to warrant buying a snowblower.
or you'd, like, we can't get one. We don't have anywhere to put it,
Oh, that's true.
and it's like technically, we don't, like, own the outside, but we own the inside of our house, so it's like, we shouldn't be shoveling, but we end up shoveling because it
Really?
takes
That'll
forever.
to come around?
Well, also, we live on a hill. So, like, and no matter which way you get into our development, it's a hill. So it's like you can't actually like, if there's, like, an emergency, you can't actually
Get
get
out?
out. It's like or up, which has also been a problem. So, like, sometimes people park at the, like, the bottom of the hill, and we, like, get emails, so it's like, "You can't park there," and I'm like, "Well, you can't get up the hill, so I don't really know, like, what you want."
Where you want us to
But,
go.
I mean, we've been in the house for, like, 5 years, and it hasn't snowed in 2. So, we haven't
So
really
weird.
experienced that in, like, 3 years, but sometimes it gets even worse when it's, like, ice because it rains and then freezes, which has
Mhm.
happened over the last 2 years. So, I don't know, but I feel like in the comments, we should
Yeah.
ask, like, is somebody I don't know how because this is, like, not a poll, but I'd love to hear, like, really good, like,
Snow
snow
stories.
stories because I don't really know. I mean, I played, like, with my brother and stuff outside, and that was fun, but I just feel like movies and TV shows make it, like, so
They definitely
magical,
hype it up. And then
but it could be for people, it just
yeah.
isn't for us.
I'm just preparing that they make this huge deal out of it being like this first snowstorm in PA since whatever 2 years ago, and we're going to get, like, one little flurry, and that's it.
I kind of hope that because the Eagles play on Sunday, and God bless, they have
They're atrocious,
been so bad
and I'm not
recently.
even a sports fan.
And obviously this is gonna come out, like, during when the playoffs are, so we'll know where they're at this point, but it's been brutal, and I just know that if it's snowing 6 to 8 inches or, like, 5 to 8 inches is what they're saying it could potentially be, and I have to sit inside and watch this game, and then they lose, and then I can't have alcohol, that is gonna be, like, a true test. We're also supposed to be meeting, like, new school friends of Brady's, like, hang out with their parents.
Really?
Stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
That's
We hate
supposed to
to
be
be
on
social.
Sunday.
At your house?
Or theirs, I
Oh.
don't know, Mark
Are
is
they also
planning it.
millennials?
Yeah, they're
Oh,
like
I thought
think
they're
no, I think they're like our age, and the dad wears like, they're like the couple that we talk to every time there's, like, a holiday party there,
Mhm.
and, I see him all the time, and he's wearing Notre Dame stuff, so I'm like,
Wow, we love that.
You're
You're my
you're
people.
my kind of people."
Wow, that's so fun.
I know, but it's supposed to be Sunday for the game.
Oh, you're gonna
So
cancel.
I know, but I think they don't live far from us. So,
Do they
like,
live in the same neighborhood?
not in the same neighborhood, but I think it's, like, pretty close.
Hmm.
So I don't know, but that's supposed to be my first social gathering of not alcohol.
I would need alcohol to drink it or to survive that. I'm not a very I'm the most social, antisocial person there is.
You're the most social person when you drink.
Yeah, and I just don't enjoy talking to new people. I don't enjoy small talk is what it
I
is.
feel like I'm more social when I don't drink.
You are, but you can talk to anybody about anything. Like you can always find something in common,
I can do that.
especially sports.
That's mostly my thing.
You're like, you like the
Sports
Eagles.
or alcohol or, like, music.
Yeah.
Those are, like, my things if you don't really know. If you don't
No.
have any of those similar interests, then but I try to, like, broaden them a little bit. I really wanna learn more about books. I don't necessarily wanna read the books, but
We're
everybody that
audiobook people.
but everybody that it's just like a podcast to me.
Yeah, and if the narrator isn't good, I
I've
can't listen
actually
to it.
that's, like, such a bold thing for me to say because 'cause I've never listened to an audiobook in my whole life, so
I listened to the Britney Spears audiobook.
was it good?
Yeah, it was actually really good. But yeah, I mean,
I
don't
also
know.
don't have time for that. I don't have time for that and my Bravo shows.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
would
gonna
much
put my Bravo
rather
shows.
watch the Salt Lake City, and I
You
think I'm
have
gonna
to
go home
watch
and
it.
watch it.
You have to watch it.
But I'm so deep into Love Is Blind that I just have to finish it and see what
Ugh.
happens.
I don't support that.
I got Anthony really into it too because he started watching it, and it's just so
Goes back to our other episode about how
incredibly
you hook them in.
yeah, if you're watching Love Is Blind, these people are in tears about somebody they've only been talking to for 2 days and have never met, and I just don't understand it. But then when they meet, I'm like, "There's no way this is going to work."
Have you looked into, like, the way that they're treated during that show?
No, is it terrible?
Yeah.
Well, I always wonder, I'm like, "What are they eating?" And
They don't.
do they just drink all day out of
Yes,
this
that's
freaking
how
goblet?
there's, like, a whole thing, like, one of the previous, like, people from it was either season 1 or season 2 has gone and said, like, they don't really provide you food, and they, like, basically try to get you drunk because it'll make you, like, either more social or more entertaining. I don't know now, like, if they're doing that because I think it's been called out, but, like, for a couple of seasons, like, they got treated terribly. They
Yeah,
don't
'cause
sleep.
they're never eating.
They don't sleep and they don't eat, and they basically just, like, drink. Which rule number 1, you never drink
Without
without
eating.
food.
That is a recipe for
I
disaster
feel
for
like
us
that
old
is, like,
people.
really, like, a number 1 rule.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we love eating, so
I know.
well,
I think we rambled enough today.
yeah, we'll move on to our next episode and think about the topic.
Yeah, and, thanks for continuing to join us in 2024. Be sure to listen to all of our episodes from 2023 and share this with anyone and everyone that you know. Rate, review, subscribe. Tap in next week.
Bye.
Bye.